It's chilly outside, but it's warming up here inside of the Scotty Hamilton gym as Lady Bearcat basketball is back on the airwaves here at Grafton High School as the 8-5 Lady Bees of East Fairmont journey into Bearcat country to take on the 8-5 Lady Bearcats. Saturday basketball on the Grafton Sports Network starts now. Thanks for tuning in today. I'm Parker Biller, joined alongside me with Mr. J.K. Guz, Dagan, and Owen Nestor. It's going to be a great game today. J.K., how you doing, bud?
Just great. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Finally back in the saddle after such a long week off. It feels like we've been off for a month with all this weather.
Feels good to get out of the house a little bit.
It absolutely does. It's youth night here as well inside the Scotty Hamilton gym, so I think they're giving kids free bags of popcorn, so love to see that and support the youth in Taylor County. We've got a lot to talk about today. Flea's at a swim meet right now, the Big Ten, so good luck to him. We hope he's doing well. He might join us later on in the broadcast, so we will have to see about that. Owen Nestor taking stats for us today, but JK, let's talk about the matchup that we have at hand. So midway through the 25-26 basketball season here in the Mountain State, it's been a pretty intriguing one. You know, the winter storms have really halted any academic or athletic activities for about a week. All 55 counties have not had in-person learning for 4 straight days, and teams were just able to start practicing again a few days ago. If this is a team, JK, how hard is it to get back in the groove of things after a week of no practice or games?
I mean, it's got to be so tough to be mentally ready after not doing anything for a week, just to be able to come right back out mentally and even physically playing a game right after that.
Yeah, and talking with Coach James Beckman before the game of the East Fairmont Lady Bees, and he was very concerned about how cardio and just the physical aspect of the game is going to play into things tonight for both sides. So we'll have to take a look at that and see how they're doing with that. But here's the interesting thing. This matchup kind of somewhat a rivalry in itself. So the Grafton girls, they're 5-0 in conference play. They're ranked 24th in West Virginia. And, you know, last year, East Fairmont was another amazing team in the Big Ten. Obviously, they weren't as good as the Lady Bearcats were. But this matchup has some history. And last year, the Lady Bearcats ended East Fairmont's season in the state quarterfinals, 57-49. The Bees finished second in the Big Ten, just below the Bearcats. So we could see some heated moments tonight between these two teams, and it really does feel like a rivalry. And we'll have to see which team will remain undefeated in the Big Ten because they're both 5-0 in Big Ten play, and they're 8-5 overall. So going to be an interesting one tonight. Let's talk about the Lady Bees. They had their first practice yesterday, so they are coming back into things very hot, so we'll have to see how they play out. But they're coming off a win against Buchanan Upshur High School, 53-48, and a loss to Princeton, 53-48 on the 23rd. So they've played a lot more recently than the Lady Bearcats have. So, but they have struggled with injuries. We'll talk about that. James Beckman told me a lot of things have been going on. One of their biggest stars out tonight, Emma Moore, with 15 points per game. That's what she averages, and she's out tonight with an injury, a tear to her PCL. So that's a big one for her tonight. Audrey Singer was doubtful to come into the game, but she is starting tonight. She's got a bone bruise on her ankle. So definitely some big injuries that have happened throughout the entire year for East Fairmont. And like we said, cardio going to be an issue, hopefully. Not hopefully, but it's probably going to be an issue for both sides.
Yeah.
And the Lady Cats coming in. They haven't played basketball since January 13th. That's 18 days that they have not played basketball in a game-wise. They started practice 2 days ago, so they do have a little more practice under their belt than East Fairmont does. And the last time the Lady Bearcats were on the court, they won against Philip Barber, 48-46, and a good rivalry matchup there. And, you know, the defense has been playing well. They've forced a lot of turnovers recently, so I don't know if they're playing up to the Hartzell-Keener standard this year or not. It's definitely not the team that it was last year.
Yeah, but, I mean, after losing that many seniors, you got to imagine a little bit of a down year, and they're really picking it up. They're still 5-0 in conference, and that's what matters right now.
Yeah, absolutely. So, and like we said, Lady Bearcats, they're ranked 3rd in the Big Ten, and East Fairmont's ranked 2nd. So there's a lot at stake here between these two teams tonight. And here's another interesting thing. Kenna Keener needs 9 rebounds to break 1,000 career rebounds in her career. I said that really awkward, but she needs 9 rebounds to break 1,000. So she likely will do that. She averages 12 rebounds per game. So we'll have to see how that plays out. But, JK, ready for a good one today, man.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting. So, starting lineups and coaches' comments coming up next. And stay tuned. We got basketball in hand here in the Scotty Hamilton Gymnasium. We'll be right back. Stay with us on the Grafton Sports Network. And welcome back in. Tip-off just about underway. Head coaches for today's matchup. The Lady Cats, coached by Hartzell Keener, former Big Ten Coach of the Year last season. He's been with this program for 4 years and has been coaching at Grafton High School for 14 years. He also is the assistant for boys basketball as well. And for the Lady Bees, led by James Beckman, a graduate of Fairmont State University in physical education. And he has been coaching this program for 20 years at East Fairmont, but he has been coaching for 24 years. The Lady Bearcats in their white uniforms, purple and pink accents on the sides, and East Fairmont in their dark blues with yellow numbering. And Keener lines out for the Lady Bearcats, and Hauser out for the East Fairmont Lady Bees. And we are finally underway once again in the Scotty Hamilton Grafton basketball back on the airwaves. And automatically they feed it to Kenna Keener inside, and the shot can't fall. Ruth Horn trying to get back on it as it goes cross court. Backcourt violation.
You know, it seems we have a lot of size on East Fairmont right now. With this team doesn't look very big at all, and one of their taller players just got hurt, so we're definitely a bigger team. Yeah,
Emma Moore out tonight for East Fairmont. She tore her PCL. She averages 15 points per game, so definitely a big piece that's missing tonight in this offense and defense. Both teams definitely going to be somewhat out of rhythm. East Fairmont just had their first practice yesterday coming back in, and the Lady Bearcats, similar scenario for them. Trying to work the ball inside. Travel is called on Kenzie Shoup, the freshman who is starting tonight in place of Emma Moore. Kiara Spring leading the way for the Lady Bearcats. Keener takes it in, and offensive foul on Kenna Keener. She made heavy, hard-hitting contact with Shoup. And turnover there for the Lady Bearcats. And guys, Kenna Keener, she needs 9 rebounds tonight to hit 1,000 in her career. Up top, Heyman has it, driving. Feeds in the corner, Hauser. Long ball, no good, but an offensive board for East Fairmont. Lady Bearcats trying to stack inside as flashes inside. Shoup gets her own rebound, trying to put her back up, but the lengthy arms of Kenna Keener halts the progression.
You know, I know Grafton wants this win to just prove once again they're the better team, because last year I know we eliminated them from states, and I know East Fairmont really wants this win.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, this is a big conference win if both teams get it. They're both 5-0 in conference, so it's whoever's going to remain undefeated. As a turnover there for the Lady Bearcats. Noah Foley pulling up after the Big Ten swim meet there. We'll get his thoughts later on. And Kaisley Carr checking in early as Kenna Keener's got her first foul of the game. The freshman checks in. And right now, JK, the Lady Bearcats ranked 23rd in the state, and the Lady Bees are ranked 30th. The Lady Bees are 3rd in the Big Ten, and the Lady Bearcats, or the Lady Bees are 2nd in the Big Ten, and the Lady Bearcats are 3rd in the Big Ten. So definitely a
big game.
Lot at stake here tonight.
And, you know, they both have 5 losses on the year, but those aren't the ones that matter as of right now, because these conference games are what really matter once they get to regionals.
Absolutely. It's all about the best seeding that you can get. Slow start for both sides. No points on the board here in the first 3 minutes. In below, no good for Ella Thompson, another leading scorer for East Fairmont. Lady Bearcats slowing it down, taking their time and engineering a play. Risky pass from Satterfield, gets punched out of bounds. They'll stay with the Lady Bearcats. Owen Nestor taking stats for us today. Owen, you doing all right, man?
Yeah, not much to talk about yet.
No. Slow start, but there's the first bucket of the night, and it belongs to Bailey Satterfield and the Lady Bearcats. The junior who sat out last year, and she makes her return this season. Can the Lady Bees grab a spark to get the offense going? Rotating the ball, deep ball. No good for Heyman. And in checks Casey Rogers for East Fairmont. She tore her ACL during soccer season, but she is back today.
Man, there's a little bit of crowd funneling in here.
Seeing some progression. Inside Shoop. Tries to do it herself and draws the foul underneath. So she will head to the free throw line with the chance at a deuce. Mackenzie Shoop, the freshman, 5'6" point guard. She averages 5 points per game, and she sinks the first. Kenna Keener back in for the Lady Bearcats. And Haley Hauser in for East Fairmont. She rattles in both of them. And we're all knotted up here in the Scotty Hamilton gym. Full court pressure here for the Lady Bees. Beltner trying to get away from the defense, but turns the ball over. Not a good start for Coach Keener and the Lady Bearcats. Rogers on the right wing. On the other side, Heyman. Baseline drive, gets it to go. Kaylee Heyman, her first bucket on the night. And East Fairmont's defense looking aggressive here in this first quarter. Spring. Shot won't fall. Rebounded by East. Rogers pushing tempo. Shot no good for Kenzie Shoop. Spring trying to figure out what to do with the ball. Beltner, lazy pass. Turns the ball over, and that's an easy breakaway bucket for Audrey Singer. Natalie Beltner, she's better than that. And another turnover. Natalie Beltner throws it away. Casey Rogers this time gets that one to go. And absolutely not the start you're looking for after a long week of no basketball. Looks like a circus out here, man. Beltner in the lane. They'll call her for a walk, her third turnover in a row. As in checks Kaisley Carr for the Lady Bearcats. Oh, and if you're Coach Keener right now, what are you telling your team? What do you got to do differently so far? Because this has not been the start that you want.
Well, so far they've just been really sloppy is all. Like we just need to take care of the ball and quit making silly turnovers, and it's just lazy passing at this point.
Yeah, absolutely. And this is not characteristic of what Hartselle Keener holds his team to be, but obviously, you know, if you haven't practiced in so long, I mean, it's going to be difficult to be at the standard that you want to be. Ruth Horn underneath. Can't get the wide open layup to fall. tough start here. And their last game was 18 days ago against Philip Barber. 48-46, they won that game. Been a hot minute. But East Fairmont, they just had their first practice yesterday. And I think the Lady Bearcats have had 2 practices under their belt so far. So should be fairly matched, fairly even. I don't know. It's not looking like it here in the first quarter. East Fairmont dominating defensively. Spring underneath. Lobs one up. Offensive board for Satterfield. She can't get it to fall. The Lady Bearcats struggling from inside. And 2 contested for the ball, so it'll head to the Lady Bees side of the floor. We're not keeping a turnover count, are we, Owen? Yeah, if Lee was here, we'd have turnovers, but it's okay.
Yeah, the page might be filled up right now.
It might be for the Lady Bearcats. Down below, feeds back out to Heyman. Now Greaser. Up top to Hauser. Heyman taking in herself. Floater shot won't fall. Both offenses looking very sluggish. Lobs one up, down the floor. Horn bobbles the basketball. Feeds inside as Carr and Greaser get tangled up in it. Beltner back in for the Lady Bearcats. Kenzie Shoup in and Casey Rogers in for the Lady Bees.
The Bearcats are getting looks. Like, they're getting good looks, but they're only 1 for 6 right now, so they just need to work on capitalizing off those.
They've had some wide open looks. Keener, tough shot, and gets her first bucket of the night. The former Big Ten Player of the Year and the Lady Bearcats' all-time leading scorer. And a careless pass turns it over. .30 seconds to go in the first period. The Lady Bearcats down by 4. Rogers. Good defense from Ruth Horn. Pokes it away. Forces the turnover. Maybe building some energy on the bench. Kiara Spring down below. Beltner. Right down the hatch to Keener. She can't get that one to fall. Air ball from Kenzie Shoup, and it's rebounded by Spring. Lobs one down the floor, and that's the end of the first quarter. East Fairmont 8, the Lady Bearcats 4. Stick around, stay with us. We'll be right back on the Grafton Sports Network. The GHS entertainers are having a blanket sale. Stay warm at Spring and Fall Sports while showing your Bearcat pride. Call or text BLANKET to 304-641-1022. That's 304-641-1022. Stock is limited, so get yours today from the Grafton High School entertainers. First quarter in the books, and both teams struggling to get back in a rhythm of things after such a long break.
Man, that first quarter was rough. Like, this East Fairmont defense is up.
From Kaylee Hammond, 5 points for her tonight as they extend the lead. Yeah, like you said, JK, it's been a sluggish start. It's been a sluggish start for us, too, getting back into broadcasting. Lady Bearcats 2 for 9 from the field in the first, and the Lady Bees 4 for 11. Shot won't fall down below. Pushing tempo. Here comes Kenzie Shoup. Kicks to Haymond in the corner. Up top is Audrey Singer. Hauser doing it herself. She can't finish at the rim. Down below, Keener struggling from in the paint tonight. Haymond lets it fly and clanks off the rim. And for East Fairmont, looking at them, on the 22nd of January, they had a conference win against Buchanan Upshur, 53-45. And most recently, on the 23rd, they had a loss to Princeton, 53-48. So they played a lot more recently than the Lady Bearcats have 18 days ago against Phillip Barbour. Kenna Keener on the far side wing, driving. Pops one up, gets her own rebound, gets another one. 2 boards there for Kenna Keener. She throws it back up and gets the bucket to go. 4 points for her tonight. She averages 23 per game. Heavy defense there from the Lady Bearcats, and it's a turnover. Kiara Spring intercepted the pass on the block, and she's driving down the floor. Throws to Beltner in transition. Back out to Spring. Long ball. Clanks in off the top of the backboard, and it falls in for Kiara Spring, her first bucket of the night. Talk about a lucky shot right there.
Yeah. This is the type of Grafton Bearcats basketball we're used to in the second quarter right here.
Satterfield gets a hand on it. Forces the turnover. Ball tipped out of bounds. It'll stay with the Lady Bearcats as Casey Rogers checks in for East Fairmont. Feeds down. Turnover for Satterfield. Couldn't hang on to the basketball. Rogers feeds out. Jump shot from Singers, no good. And the Lady Bearcats looking a little more comfortable here in this second quarter. Not turning over the ball as much. And as soon as I say that, they turn the ball over there. Beltner threw it away. But Rogers can't hang on in the corner. So exchanging turnovers as Aubrey Greaser checks in for the Lady Bees. Owen, what do you like so far from this East Fairmont squad and what they've been able to do?
They push the ball in transition really well. Like, they get out and run, and that's led to most of their points so far. And they're very trying to think of the words for it. They get lots of deflections and runouts.
Yeah.
Like, they're very handsy on the court. They've intercepted a lot of passes like that there.
Beltner has at least 6 turnovers tonight. Rogers, heavy contact down below. She's going to be fouled. And she's going to head to the free throw line. Frustrations here from the Lady Bearcats.
Yeah, Beltner's definitely not herself right now. These snow days definitely have to be a factor in this.
So Casey Rogers at the line, the 5'6" junior. tore her ACL in soccer season. And she sinks both of them. Timeout on the floor from Coach Keener with 4:05 left to go in the second. East Fairmont Lady Bees lead 15-9 over the Lady Bearcats. Stay with us on the Grafton Sports Network. All right, folks, welcome back in. And a reminder for Scores, any GHS student interested in attending Scores academic competition at Marshall University, please see Ms. Dalton in room 110 for permission forms and information. Forms are due back on February the 6th. So, tough start for the Lady Bearcats, but they have held their own in there. They're only down 9-15. Kenna Keener. Bodies all around. Turns, shoots, spins. No good. Horn.
Rebound.
Aggressive rebound. Feeds to Satterfield, who gets the go-ahead bucket. And that play happened because of Ruth Horn. In the corner, Haymond launches one, and she sinks one. 8 points for Kaylee Haymond, the 5'6" senior. She averages 13 a game. Intercepted in the lane. Easy bucket there for Audrey Singer. She's got 4 on the night. And that extends the lead to 9 for East Fairmont. Another turnover for the Lady Bearcats. This has been a disastrous first half. Haymond down below. And they just look all out of sync. I mean, this is not characteristic Lady Bearcat basketball of what we've seen Coach Keener do with his teams. Keener inside.
Oh,
offensive foul. So she had a look at it, and the officials call on the side of East Fairmont. Unfortunate there for the Lady Bearcats. Ella Thompson and Kenzie Shoup check in for the Lady Bees, and Jordan Cox and Kaisley Carr check in for the Lady Bearcats.
Looks like he's trying to change it up a little bit, which that's what you have to do right now. Our offense isn't moving well at all.
Feeds down below.
Oh,
Ruth
wow,
Horn
what a block.
got a hand on it. Strips the basketball away. Ruth Horn. On the left side, Natalie Beltner tries to get a circus shot up. No good. Jump ball called down below underneath the basket. And you talk about turnovers. The Lady Bearcats, they only have 6 turnovers a game. But definitely not so far today. We'll stay with the Lady Bearcats, and James Beckman was worried about his team coming in terms of cardio because they've only had 1 practice, but this team, they're looking top-notch right now. Jordan Cox on the right side wing, feeds up top to Ruth Horn. Between the 2 circles, she's trying to engineer a play. Beltner hangs on with her long arms. Baseball pass down below. Kaisley Carr on the other block. Good bucket from her. Her first bucket of the night for the freshman. A minute to go before halftime. Wide open lane. Floater shot up and good for Shoop.
It was her first bucket of the night.
No, she had 2 free throws.
Field goal.
Field goal, there we go.
First field goal.
There we go. Well, Horn throws a pass that's intercepted and a foul on the Lady Bearcats. A foul on Kaisley Carr. That's her first of the night. And in comes Casey Rogers for East Fairmont. Well, I can tell you what the halftime talk's going to be from Coach Keener and this Lady Bearcat squad. And it's going to be about not turning the basketball over. Rogers, tough take inside. Lays it in. Baseball pass to Ruth Horn. Stolen away by Rogers. Now back to Satterfield. 15 to go. Beltner lob shots. Clanks out of the rim. I mean, you could feel the energy from the Lady Bearcats. It just looks sluggish out there.
Yeah, looks really slow. The East Fairmont defense and offense is just doing everything right, and the Grafton team is not right now. We're making simple, like, bad, sloppy mistakes, lackadaisical defense, and it's showing.
Before the buzzer, shot won't fall. So with that being said, East Fairmont 11-point lead going into halftime over the Lady Bearcats. And we will see you here for the halftime show coming up next. Stay with us. We'll be right back on the Grafton Sports Network. interested in being a part of the Grafton Sports Network, any student from 7th to 11th grade are welcome. If interested, please contact 304-669-5303. That's 304-669-5303. We would love to have you on the Grafton Sports Network. Score update from around the world of college basketball so far. Number 17th ranked Virginia and Boston College, Virginia up by 2 with 5:05 left in the second. Arizona State, the number 1 seed. Wildcats 38-38, all tied up at halftime on TNT. North Carolina, number 16th ranked in the country, going on against Georgia Tech, 61-46. They are up with 15:10 left to go in the second. And Big 12 matchup, Houston-Cincinnati, final 76-54. Houston dominates Cincinnati. And UCF Texas Tech, final of that one 88-80. UCF wins over the Red Raiders. And Pitt and Clemson, 22nd ranked in the country, defeats the Panthers 63-52. And looking at some stats from the first half of the Lady Bearcats and East Fairmont Lady Bees, the Bees shooting 45% from the field, and the Bearcats shooting 30% from the fields. And other than that, it's been a defensive grind for East Fairmont. They've turned the ball. They've forced turnovers. We don't know how many because we weren't keeping track, but it's been a lot, and that has been the key to their success so far, and that's why they're leading this game. So with that being said, third quarter of play. Here we go. Thanks for tuning in today on the Grafton Sports Network. We've got a full week of basketball ahead of us. Coming up, we'll give some more updates here on that towards the end of the game. But because of the no week of school, there's going to be a lot of back-to-back-to-back games. The next time you guys play, Owen, is on Wednesday on senior night, correct?
Yeah, against RCB.
Should be a good contest there. 3 ball, no good from Singer. She had 4 points in the first half. There's Haley Hauser up top. Jump shot from Shoup. And Keener stepped out of bounds when she grabbed the basketball, so it'll stay with East Fairmont.
Does that count as a rebound because she stepped out?
I don't know. I'm not the stat guy, Owen. I'm not sure. Long ball rattles in for Ella Thompson, the 5'7" senior. Her first bucket of the night. Haley Satterfield under some pressure. Keener almost loses it. Beltner can't thread the needle to Ruth Horn, but they're back on it. Feeds down below. Keener, she's got a mob of bees on her. Beltner draws a contact and gets the bucket to go. And Natalie Beltner gets her first bucket of the game, and she's going to head to the line with a chance at a 3-point play. Like we talked about earlier, both teams ranked at 8 and 5. They're both undefeated in the conference. So a lot is at stake in this matchup.
Seems like the Grafton offense is just trying to force passes when they don't need to be forcing them right now.
Heyman launches it. Keener's there on the rebound. She needs 4 more to break 1,000 in her career. Satterfield lost it. And another turnover. I mean, this has just been an abysmal game so far for the Lady Bearcats. On top is Kaylee Haymond, a 5'6" senior. She averages 13 a game and 4 rebounds. Horn, good defense. but a foul called. But she loved the aggression from Ruth Horn. She's always going to put her body on the line to try to get the basketball. And that's Horn's second of the night. And last season, the Lady Bearcats ended the Bees season in the quarterfinals, 57-49 in the state tournaments. And the Lady Bearcats finished first in the Big Ten, and the Bees finished second. So a little bit of bad blood between these two teams. And a lot of people are saying that East Fairmont could be the new rival of the Lady Bearcats, which I agree with. Haymond at the point. And in checks Casey Rogers for East Fairmont. And the Lady Bearcats, a team that averaged 43 points per game. They're only at 15 right now. Not looking good to hit that tract. And they have to get something kick-started here if they want a chance or an opportunity to win this basketball game. Rogers flashes inside, kicks to Hauser. Too much juice for Hauser. Spring is there. In the front court, throws it to Keener. Maneuvering her way inside, and a foul is called on Kenzie Shoup of East Fairmont. And in checks Aubrey Greaser for the Lady Bees. Beltner on the inbound, down below. Lobs out to Horn. East Fairmont playing good interior defense. Keener tries to walk her way inside, and they draw the offensive foul. Frustration all around for Grafton fans and players.
That is the third charge they have taken against her this game.
That's a crazy stat because you don't see that very often. 3 personals for Kenna Keener, by the way, too.
It just shows you that East Fairmont's really sitting down, playing defense, and the score proves it.
Casey Rogers. Down below is Singer. Off the foot of a Grafton defender. Horn, she's there, she's on it. The stable hands of Ruth Horn give the Lady Bearcats another chance. Beltner feeds to Spring. She pops one from the top of the key. No good off the bank for Natalie Beltner. And checks Kaylee Haymond for East Fairmont. James Beckman, somebody who coaches this team very well, 158 wins in his career. He's very passionate about what he does, and a fantastic coach here at East Fairmont. Deep one from Haymond off the front of the iron. Spring up top. Keener down below, feeds to Horn. And there's Ruth Horn, she draws the contact. Tried to elevate and finish at the hoop. She'll head to the free throw line instead. So Ruth Horn at the free throw line. A 23% free throw shooter. She hasn't been great from the line this season. And that one rattles in. Ruth also a member of the Grafton News Network with us, JK.
Yeah. And cross country.
And cross country.
And track.
And track. She misses the second. And Ella Thompson's there on the rebound. Heavily defended by Horn and Keener. She gets across the court but turns the ball over.
This has been a low-scoring quarter so far. 3 points for each team.
Not great if you're Grafton trying to get back in this one. Down by 11. Satterfield. She's got some room. Trying to get it away, Rogers. She's there. Fast break opportunity for East. Pull up. Air ball. And the Lady Bearcats are back on it. And a turnover from Kiara Spring. Obvious travel there. In checks Ellie Vincent for the first time tonight for the Lady Bees. Jordan Cox in for the Lady Bearcats. And you look at some of the teams that East and Grafton have both played. East wins over Lincoln, Fairmont Senior, RCB, and Preston, as well as Buchanan Upshur. And the Lady Bearcats wins over Phillip Barber, North Marion, Lincoln Senior, and Phillip Barber again. So both undefeated in the conference. They're 5-0 in Big Ten play. Pull-up jumper rolls in there for Audrey Singer. 6 points for her on the night. Satterfield tries to tiptoe along the sideline. She does. Takes it in and draws the contact. Satterfield heading to the free throw line to shoot 2. Owen, what does Grafton have to do differently to get back in this basketball game?
I think they got to pressure East Fairmont. Like, I know it's early, but we might be thinking about coming out in a full court press because we got a lot of ground to make up.
Yeah.
And that's gonna have to start sooner than later if we're gonna come all the way back and be in the game.
Absolutely. And it's not gonna start right there. Satterfield misses both. Keener crosses over. Gets her own rebound. The bucket can't fall for Kenna Keener. Heyman, good dish down below to Singer, but it's blocked by Natalie Beltner. Good defense from Natalie Beltner to get her hands in and force a breakup. And you can really tell that both of these teams have been off due to weather. But not Kaylee Heyman. She gets another bucket there.
She's 50% from the 3 on the night.
Yeah, she's been
3
shooting
for
really
6.
good. Fumbled underneath. Satterfield's there. Can't finish the layup. Horn throws it out of bounds, but a foul is called. But yeah, like I was saying, you can tell both these teams have not played basketball in a hot minute because they are sluggish all around. And it's been hard on all 55 counties in West Virginia have not had school in 4 days. So it has been a tough run of it here in North Central West Virginia. Greaser checks in for the Lady Bees as Horn sinks the first. And off on the second. Lady Bearcats have not been very consistent from the charity stripe tonight.
They are 2 for 5. All in the second half. They did not shoot a single foul shot in the first half.
Big 3 there from Haley Hauser. Extends the lead even more. That's her first bucket of the night. Keener backing her way inside. Good feed on the weak side to Ruth Horn. So 30 seconds to go here in the third period. The Lady Bees 36. The Lady Bearcats 19. Both teams sitting at 8 and 5 overall. Heyman tries to do some fancy footwork but turns the ball over. Rogers back in for East Fairmont. $15 to go in the third. Keener shot bounces off the rim. It'll stay with the Lady Bearcats. JK, what have you seen so far in this game?
A lot of sloppy passing, and East Fairmont's defense has been very good so far. They rotate the ball really well and take the open shots when they get them.
Ruth Horn once again drawing contact down in the lane. She's so good at that, of forcing the defense to make a play. And Ruth Horn back at the free throw line. 4 points for her tonight, the 5'10" junior. Gets the first one to fall. Gets the second one to fall. So the Lady Bearcats building some points, building some momentum here. Maybe going into the fourth quarter. Rogers lets it roll. Stops and pops. Clanks off the iron, and that's the end of the third period. East Fairmont 36, the Lady Bearcats 21. Stick around for the fourth quarter of play. The Grafton High School Entertainers are having a blanket sale. Stay warm at spring and fall sports while showing your Bearcat pride. Call or text blanket to 304-641-1022. That's 304-641-1022. Text blanket. Stock is limited, so get yours today. From the third quarter, the Lady Bearcats 8 points and the Lady Bees had 10. So it was a slow-moving third quarter for both sides. Horn, she's wide open down below. Easy bucket for her. Ruth Horn has had the majority of the points here in this game. She's the leading scorer for the Lady Bearcats with 8. Off the front of the iron for Ella Thompson. Spring tries to hang on the sideline, but they'll say she stepped out of bounds. (36-23) the score. The Lady Bees up big. JK, your thoughts?
Man, I don't know. Grafton's got to do something different. I don't know if it's sub new people in or just drop a whole new game plan. I think they need to rotate the ball better when they can and just make easier passes and quit making it more difficult than it needs to be.
Absolutely. 30-second timeout. We'll head to break. We'll be right back. Stay with us. Join us on February 11th for the annual Staff Backyard Brawl. It's coming up as the GHS teacher and TCMS teacher faculty game face off in a friendly dodgeball match. Once again, that's February 11th. We'll be broadcasting here on the Grafton Sports Network. It was supposed to be basketball, but they changed it back to dodgeball, so we'll see how that goes. Heyman with a dagger. Another 3-ball for her. She is shooting exceptionally well from beyond the arc tonight. And it'll be tough to overcome for the Lady Bearcats. Keener using that pivot foot to her advantage. Gets the bucket to fall. Now we're seeing some pressure here from the Lady Bearcats. Hauser, good ball movement there from the Bees. Takes it inside. Kicks out Haymond. Another 3 for Kaylee Haymond. Her 5th 3 of the night. Spring struggling to hang on to the basketball. Forces Coach Keener to call a timeout with 6:24 to go in the 4th. The Lady Bees 42, the Lady Bearcats 25. We'll be right back on the Grafton Sports Net. And the Grafton Sports Network scholarship, Giving Back scholarship, is now available to any GHS senior who plans on attending a post-secondary education. You can access this scholarship on the Grafton High School 2026 teams, or talk to Counselor Miss Himes in the counseling office, or reach out to one of us here at the Grafton Sports Net. We would love to see you apply for that one. Turnover for the Lady Bearcats. It's been an all-day occurrence. No good for Casey Rogers from beyond the arc. Jumper, pull up, no good. Offensive board. Horn on the ground, and she just hugs the basketball. And forces the jump ball. Underneath, here's Haymond. Lobs one out to Rogers. Tries her luck again. Off the front of the iron. Backing in Singer. This time it's Shoop. Once again, left of the rim. Satterfield tries to thread the needle. Kickball violation is called on East. Lobs one out to Ruth Horn. And Flea Foley here got 5th in the swim meet, I believe. 5th as a team. You got 15th overall, didn't you? Good job. What did your brother get, Patrick? 8th. Okay. And that was the Big Ten regional swim meet, right? Okay. Ball out of bounds and substitutions in for East Fairmont. Number 10, Aubrey Greaser, and number 14, Ella Thompson check in. Haymond weaving. And all that East Fairmont has to do now is just hold the ball and play good offense. Official wants a timeout on the floor. Trying to talk something over on the East Fairmont sideline. And we believe that Coach Beckman got a technical, and we believe that he does. So Kenna Keener will head to the free throw line. Keener, 6 points for her tonight. She's a 63% free throw shooter. No good. Second one falls. The all-time leading scorer for the Lady Bearcats. Keener down below in heavy traffic, tries to feed to Satterfield, and a collision between two Lady Bees, between Haymond and Shoop. But they're all right. Back on their feet. Keener up top. Tries to drive in, but tough defending from Haley Hauser. Definitely a mismatch there, but Hauser standing her ground. Beltner works her way. Too much juice as it bounces off the rim, or the backboard, not the rim. And East Fairmont have been dominant in basketball before, but they've also been dominant in soccer. They won the AAA state soccer tournament, defeating Nitro 1-0. I believe that was 2025. That was last year. Wasn't it, Noah? Okay, just double checking. And they've won it before, haven't they? What years? So back-to-back state champs for East Fairmont soccer. We went and watched them play. They're pretty darn good, too. And they've got some players that are on this squad that are from the soccer team as well. So Ruth Horn back at the charity stripe. You got to love her energy, man. She always brings the energy. She's also been bringing the points tonight. She's got 10. Timeout on the floor. Grafton struggling to get back in this one, 28-42. We'll see how this one plays out. All right, folks, welcome back in. Lady Bearcats down 28-42. Guys, it's been a tough one so far. You know, if you're Coach Keener coming back after this game, what are your takeaways? What are you telling your team? How do you get back on track? Wow, good talk, guys. JK, come on, man.
My bad. I zoned out. I was talking to Owen.
Okay. Did you hear what I said?
No, I totally zoned out.
Okay. I said, if you're Coach Keener, what do you take away from this game that you just witnessed, and how are you getting back on track from that?
I think they need to change up the pregame a little bit because they just came out really slow in this first and second quarter, and I think that kind of put them in a hole for this whole game because the second half they've been doing good, like matching all of East Fairmont's points, but in that first half they came out really slow, and I think if they had a better pregame to get them amped up a little bit more, that would do the trick.
Okay. I think they're going in practice next week They just need to be better focused and not lose sight of the goal at the end of the season. And that is not going to come easy. They got to work for it.
Yeah, as long as they play their best basketball come March, that's what matters. So that's what you're aiming for. That's what you're hoping for. Kenna Keener now has 1,000 rebounds in her career. Just broke that a few moments ago. So she now becomes the all-time leading scorer and 1,000-point scorer last season. And now she's got 1,000 rebounds in her career. Impressive stats. Inside, deflected by Keener. Steals it away, trying to look up court. Doesn't find anybody. There's Horn. Beltner launches one. She has not shot well from the field today. One for 6 from the field today is Natalie Beltner. She just had an off night. She usually does not play like this. She usually averages 8 points per game, 4 rebounds, 3 steals. She's had a lot of turnovers. And injury on the floor as Kenzie Shoup shaken up on the play. And up on her feet. Looks like it took a shot to the upper body there in the neck area. And in her place comes Ellie Vincent, the 5'6" freshman. Lady Bearcats down by 15 with 2:05 to go. The Lady Bearcats got to get something going. Kiara Spring up top. She's been silent this game. Beltner tries again. No good. Spring can't grab the board. And here's Rogers the other way. Tipped by Natalie Beltner. And the Lady Bearcats have to play with some urgency. Horn grabs the basketball and finishes at the rim. Timeout on the floor. Do the Lady Bearcats have a chance? Only time will tell. Stay with us on the Grafton Sports Net. The annual staff backyard brawl is coming up soon here at Grafton High School as GHS teachers and TCMS teachers face off on a friendly dodgeball match on February 11th. $1 admission fee is required for all students, and concessions will be available. Tune in to the Grafton Sports Network as well as we will be broadcasting that game. It's where we got our start, and we will also finish it out there. So, looking forward to that.
This is the first year that they have done dodgeball.
Yeah, and they were supposed to do basketball at the beginning of the year, and I'm not sure what happened there. I think too many people got injured. James Beckman wants a timeout of his own with 1:08 left to go. In the fourth, we'll take a quick break. We'll be right back. 13 points is all that separates the Lady Bearcats and the Bees, but 1:08 left. It's looking like they're not going to pull out of this one, unfortunately. So it'll be a tough conference loss for the Lady Bearcats. And there is the freshman, Ellie Vincent, getting some minutes in and gets a 3-ball. It's been a rough day for the Lady Bearcats, but hopefully this isn't a sign of things to come. Kenna Keener finishes at the rim. This is the Lady Bearcats' first game in 18 days when they faced off against Philip Barber on the road in that victory. Time running out. Ruth Horn still playing some defense. Dives on the floor. She'll be called for a foul. So next time you will see the Lady Bearcats will be at home on Monday at 6:30. They're taking on the Elkins Tigers coming in. We will be broadcasting that game, hopefully. And I don't know why it's at 6:30 either. That seems to be an early game. But so that'll be all she wrote from this Saturday matchup. The East Fairmont Lady Bees storm into Scotty Hamilton and defeat the Lady Bearcats 48-34 after this long, long winter break. We're going to take a quick break. We'll have some post-game coverage coming up next. Stay with us on the Grafton Sports Network. All right, folks, welcome back into the Scotty Hamilton gym, wrapping things up here. And the Lady Bearcats suffer defeat 48-34 to the Lady Bees of East Fairmont. Owen, what are some of your takeaways so far in that game?
So Grafton really came back out and responded in the second half. East outscored them by only 1 point in the second half, and so it just shows that they fixed some things. They cleaned it up and just played their basketball.
Yeah, and I don't think it's a sign of things to come either, because both teams were just getting back into the groove of things, getting into that rhythm, getting adjusted. So, I think they're going to definitely be more polished here in the week to come.
Yeah, just having the week off from practice is really throwing them off, but it's something everybody's dealing with, and it's something they'll have to work to overcome.
And clearly East Fairmont handled that better than the Lady Bearcats did.
Yeah.
So, taking a look at the Lady Bearcats, point-wise tonight, Ruth Horn led the way. She had 12 on the night, and Kenna Keener, she had 9 points. A big low for her, where she averages 23 a game. So, but she also broke the record, or not broke the record. She's got 1,000 rebounds now in her career. So congratulations to her. And for the Lady Bees on their side of the ball, Kaylee Hammond, she was just dominant on the offensive side of things, and definitely from beyond the arc. 7 for 14 from the field, 18 points on the night. She was 50% from the field, 50% from beyond the arc. That's a heck of a stat right there.
Yes, it is.
So, Owen, thanks for joining me today.
Yep, thank you
appreciate
for having me.
Yep, absolutely. So the Lady Cats, with that loss, move to 8-6, and they take on Elkins at home here on Monday at 6:30. And the Lady Bees, they move to 9-5. They take on the Indians of Bridgeport on the 3rd of February. So, final score 48-34. The Lady Bees come out on top. I'm Parker Biller, joined by Owen Nestor, J.K. Guz, and Dagan. So, thanks for joining us today on